We're here with Moment of Clarity, Sylvester Warren. We just dropped the Lord to the Soil documentary. Here to do a little recap. So, what are your thoughts on the response you're getting on the Lord to the Soil documentary?
Okay, I tell you, I'm overwhelmed with the response that I'm getting. I keep it a Franklin, and I just didn't know how people were going to take it and receive it. So I'm ecstatic that so many people have embraced it. A lot of feedback that I'm getting, and a lot of praise that I'm getting from it. So I'm actually just so thankful that people are really looking at it, understanding, and they're getting the chance to see a different perspective of me. So many people paint me out to be this demon, and I think most people can see that I'm very much so a real human being with a heart, with a family who cares about my community and people.
Cool. Okay. So, what type of impact you hope the documentary will have on others who watch it?
To be honest, I try my best to live by example, and I just hope that for the things that I've done, or people feel I've done, or the impact that I've had on the community, or the impact that I've had on my people, I just ask that other people join forces and allow it to be contagious.
Okay. So, is there anything you learned from either doing the documentary or watching it?
Yeah, I found myself being a lot more vulnerable than I've ever been before, because I wanted people to see that human side, and that was pretty new for me. And so it's okay to be vulnerable. I think a lot of times men think that it's a problem with being vulnerable, but I think the vulnerability is the thing that really probably got more people attention than they realize.
Okay. So let's switch up gears for a second. What is your take on the political climate and the religious scene?
Man. So as it relates to the political climate, I try to stay away from big politics like the president and the governor and things like that. Not saying anything good or bad about those individuals. I try to focus on local politics because we can feel that it makes a difference. It's in our backyard. I hate the local political landscape right now. I live in District 10. We're very much so underrepresented when it comes to affordable housing, when it comes to recreation, when it comes to Animatics Park. I told myself that I wasn't going to be involved that much more in politics, but I think I'm going to spend a lot of money in 26 and a lot of money in 28 to make sure that the political climate moving forward, that our people get better representation, invite more people in who's been a part of the real struggle and have fought for change, and so you cannot get those individuals in office. And get those out of office who have not demonstrated themselves to be worthy of being there for our best interests. As far as the religious scene, I kind of leave that to the congregation, right? And so if each church congregation is happy with the little bit or the no bit or how much ever that their congregation is doing or their pastors are doing, then I think that's a congregation, that's the body's decision to make as to whether they should do more or not. I've read several books, and one of the biggest financial keys in most of the books that I read is how powerful the black church could be financially. It collects U.S. wide $252 million a week in tithes and offering. Do you know collectively what that could do to the wealth gap that blacks are having, and to blacks overall? If the black churches came together and really implemented some great things for its community, instead of just being behind four walls and shutting out and acting as if they can't see the real issues.
Okay. So where do you think the disconnect come from with that, as far as the churches being more active in the community?
I think that the church has a flawed, fundamental misunderstanding of separation of church and state. And people really don't understand the Constitution and how it's really defined. So let me give you an example. When the Constitution is saying separation between church and state, it doesn't mean that the church can't say A, B, C, and D as it relates to political affairs, what's best for the community, what's best for their people, what's best for their neighborhood, so forth and so on. What it is saying is, and this is what the founding fathers were thinking, right? You can see it in their reading. And none of them, by the way, were Christian. They were all deists, right? So the idea that this country was found on Christian principles is far from the truth. So what's really taking place in that statement is the state is saying, right, we cannot impose a one-state religion. That's all that means. So pastors are free to talk about and do as much as they want to do to help their community, but they use separation of state and church as an excuse not to stand up to the political issues.
Okay. So could you tell us about your up and coming things you got working on? I know you've been a little quiet than normal, so what you been up to?
I've been in the lab. I've been studying. I've been taking a lot of courses. I'm working on the hospitality business, working and looking to scale the construction to commercial. I think I mentioned in the documentary that I'm definitely going to 9 times out of 10, if not 10 times out of 10, get involved in the hotel space. We're going to definitely do the first Black Credit Union, and I'm so excited about working with you and Ranger to drop these movies that we've already completed. I think a lot of people don't know we have completed movies. We have TV series coming out. So it's just a plethora of things that are going to be going on. Not to mention the event space. We just bought up some more property to bring in more subdivisions. Just had my grandmother to reclassify some property so we can bring in more homes. I think now between my grandmother, myself, and Vanessa collectively, we have enough space in the city of Lake City, which is District 10 when I'm speaking of city of Lake City, to put in about 250 homes that we choose to. So, we have the space to do it. So hopefully we'll get the buy-in from those who claim they want to see affordable housing.
That's awesome. Okay, so do you have any final thoughts or words before we wrap this up? Yeah,
my final thoughts, stay consistent. I just want to see the best for my community, the best for my people. You can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And I just hope that people become thirsty enough that we don't have to force them to the water, that they begin to drink. Understand that we as blacks are the biggest economy, we're the biggest consumer. It's time that we learn how to play the game of capitalism, and we begin to create things in our community so that we don't have to travel outside our community, that our dollars circulate more in our community, and that we learn the business of customer service as we run our businesses, and that we begin to do what's called group economics, where we take our money and we work together, and also that we begin to spend money amongst each other and stop the violence. There's no excuse, only in self-defense, that we should even think about doing harm or killing one another. Other than that, I think we should say, hey, look, if I don't like you, don't like me, let's just go our separate ways and not speak. And I think if we move close into those directions, I think this would be a beautiful, beautiful black community and a black nation. Again, remember, America cannot do without us. And I think once we learn that, just like they couldn't do without us in slavery, they can't do without us in today's society, because, again, collectively we're worth in the billions and trillions.
Okay, that's some good information. Hey, brother, we appreciate you coming by. This is Moment of Clarity, signing off.